Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Coding with T. Today we are going to learn how to create a custom app bar in Flutter. If you're following the series, you already know that we have created a custom app bar theme already inside our section 1. If you're new, you can watch the playlist. Link is in the description, or you can get it from the right top corner. So first of all, as you can see, we are creating Flutter e-commerce application, and we have already covered section 1 and section 2. And in the section 1, we already designed how to set up professional application, including folder structure, themes, utilities, and much of other things. And in the second section, we'll learn how to design the login part, login, sign up, forget password screens. Now officially we are designing the Flutter e-commerce application, and we are about to create the third tutorial. So without wasting time, let's get started with today's tutorial. Open Android Studio, and we are inside the project we created for our Flutter e-commerce application. And for now, we are inside the home.dart, which we have created in the previous tutorials. And today we are going to start with this container, which is the previous tutorial we left off with the custom shape. So custom shape is designed. Now on the top of this custom shape, which is a container, and then in the stack, we are going to use this child widget right over here, and we are to place all the elements. The first one will be the app bar, then we are going to create in the next tutorial custom search bar and the scrollable categories. So for today's tutorial, the first question is that why we need to create a custom theme, and we have already defined the theme inside the themes. Go to custom theme and add the app bar theme we have already defined for the light and dark modes. So why do even we need a custom theme again? So the answer to this is that we cannot add spaces. Let's say we are going to use 30 pixels from the sides. So whenever we are going to design the screen, we first add spacing, which is the 30 pixel space all around the screen. So the first need is that we cannot add spaces down below in the theme over here. So instead of using that same app bar with the specific spaces, we are going to create a custom app bar that can easily be wrapped with any widget. So let me just go to the home.dart, and in the scaffold, let's say we're going to use our custom app bar in some other tutorial, in some other screen, sorry. We are going to create this app bar. So error is gone, we don't have any error. But let's say I'm going to wrap it with a container or maybe with a padding. We cannot do this because when you hover over it, we will see the error, which is the argument type padding cannot be assigned to the parameter type PreferredSize widget. So this means that we cannot assign stateless or stateful widgets directly to this app bar. When you hover over it, it's a PreferredSize widget, not a simple widget, but a PreferredSize. So that means that we cannot use any type of widget right in this app bar. So to overcome that issue, or to design a custom app bar which have some custom background, maybe you want to use the images, maybe you want to use some logos or anything else that cannot be done in the themes, we will achieve today inside today's tutorial. So to create a custom app bar, let's go to commons in the widgets, and over here I have created a simple directory which is the app bar, and inside we have a appbar.dart, which is a simple stateless widget named t-appbar, which is a simple empty stateless widget you can see over here. But let me just cut it from here, and you can see we have to implement this PreferredSize widget to this stateless class. So when you hover over this, you have to create one missing override. So this is the override, and in the override, instead of throwing this unimplemented error again, you just have to use the size. Basically we want to pass the size to this app bar because this is the preferred size. So we will use the size dot from height, and we have already defined it over here, which is a k toolbar height. So let's head back over here in the device utils dot get app bar height will return that app bar height. So once this is defined, now we can easily use this app bar, or we can simply, first of all, we will wrap it with a padding. So we will use the edge insects dot symmetric because we want to only assign spacing from the right and left sides instead of top and bottom. So in the symmetric we have a horizontal property. So we will go to the t sizes dot default space. So it's going to assign some space to this default app bar. So because app bar already have some space, so instead of using the default space, you can just play with these values. So the default space, when you go to this t sizes, you can see we have small, medium, large, and bunch of other options. For the default space down below over here, you can see it's a 24. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to use the medium, which is 16. So let's just change it with a medium. It is going to return us the equal space which basically is the default space of our screen. So let's add a comma over here, semicolon. Then as a child of this padding, we are going to actually create this app bar. Control or L to align, remove this constant or add a constant at the top. Now inside this app bar we can easily start creating our properties. So first of all, because default app bars have a back arrow by default, so automatically imply leading is going to be false. And then as a leading, we want to show some icon maybe, or we want to create a back arrow. So because we want to use a custom app bar, so that's why let me create a variables at the top first. And in the variables you can see I have created a title widget, which will be the title of the app bar. Then we have a boolean variable which is going to check that if you want to show the back arrow or not. Then we have a leading icon, or we don't have a leading icon. And then we have actions, which is again going to be the list of widgets, and simply leading icon on press to save the time. So first of all, we want to check that if back arrow needs to be visible, if this back arrow variable is going to be true, we simply have to create an icon button property. On press is going to return the get.back function, which will be return the screen to the previous screen. And we have to create function over here first, and then in the icon we just simply have to create a back arrow icon, which is again a custom icon which we cannot use or which we cannot change in the app bar. So we are going to use the icons x property with the arrow left icon. Then in the else we again have to create another widget, because whenever we are going to use this custom app bar, we are not using the back arrow. So let's say we don't have a back arrow but we want to show some other icon as a back arrow. So let me paste it one more time. If show back arrow is true, we will simply show the back arrow, and its back property is already enabled. We don't have to add anything. And if the back arrow is not available, we want to let the user to create their own icon and also define its on press property. So simply instead of this on pressed, we will pass the leading on pressed wherever we are using the custom on press event, and again the custom icon as well in the icons. But over here we have one more thing, Control Alt L to align. If this show back arrow is true, we are displaying the back arrow, it's fine. But if we don't have a back arrow, then this icon button is going to keep the space until unless we have something as a back button. So let's say we don't want to pass anything, we only want to show the title. In that case, we are simply going to check the leading icon. If it is not equal to null, then we are going to display the back button, the leading icon which has been passed, and also the on press event of this button. Otherwise we are going to return the null. That means that we are not going to return any type of leading widget, right? Control Alt L to align. And then next, after this leading widget, we have a simple title. Again, it's a widget, so we have created a nullable widget at the top. So it's all up to us, we can pass the title, we can avoid the title. And same for the actions, we have created actions property at the top. When you hover over this actions, it requires list of widgets. And same, we have created actions over here, which is a list of widgets, they are nullable. So it's all up to us. If we want to pass the icons, or if we want to pass the title, we can pass it. So we are almost done with this app bar. So let's head back to the home screen, and instead of this container, because we want to stack elements from top to bottom, so we have to use the column inside our home screen. As a children of the column, the first thing we are going to use is the T app bar, and you can see it's not giving us any error. But at the top, let's remove this app bar, let's add a constant, and also let me run this application. Okay, so our application is running. Let's go to the login screen and hit in this login, and you can see we currently have a back arrow at the top. So let's head back to T app bar, and in the default show back arrow, if we are going to pass this false, let's save it. And by default there is no back arrow, nothing else, and our app bar is working pretty fine. So for our design, we're not going to pass anything prefix. So let's start with a title, and want to create two elements as a title. So we have to use the column property in the children's. Let me create two text. So for the text one, the style or the theme of the text is, which is the label medium. We have already defined the text theme. So label medium with the apply color, which is gray. So always if it's a light mode, if it's a dark mode, this apply property, and if you want to use this apply, make sure that you have to add exclamation mark, and in the apply property you have defined this color. So if it's light mode or the dark mode, this color is not going to be changed, but rest of the design of this text theme, which is label medium, will be applied. So I have created two text, and as a text property, let's go to the text file, which is inside the constants text strings. Down below I have added two strings, first for the AppBar title and second for the AppBar subtitle. So once used, let's save the code, and you can see we have successfully created our two text with the definitely a custom space we want using this custom AppBar. Inside the column we have the values central aligned, so we will use the cross axis alignment and make it start. Save the code, and the top text is also now in the left side. Once the title is created, next to this title we want to create simply icon button, which is going to be inside this actions, and in the actions we can create list of widgets. So for the first widget, let's create icon button. Currently its on press is going to be null, and as an icon we are going to use icons x dot shopping bag. Now let's save it, and you can see we have icon which is on the right side, which is an action button, or which is an icon button as an action of the app bar, but we also want to change its color. So we are going to use the color property with the t colors dot white, and you can see when we are going to save this, it's going to be white. But if we want to create the cart count, because it is a cart, so we have to display count on it. So definitely we need to create a separate widget, because this widget or the home screen is going to be very large for that. So first of all, let's try to achieve that in the same, and then we are going to extract that as a separate widget. So the first question is that if we want to place two icons on top of each other, so definitely we want to use the stack property. So let's cut it from here. First of all, we need to use the stack, and as a children of the stack, because stack allows us to paste or put items on top of each other, and we can align them using the position widget. So in the stack, first of all, we need to create a icon button. So let's save it. You can see nothing changed, but for the second property, which is going to be a counter, we are going to design this as a container, or in the container, and at the width and height is going to be 18. Then as a decoration to make it circular and also to add a background color, we are going to use the box decoration. And first of all, let's create its color. Color will be colors.black, and then as a border radius, we are going to use the circular border radius with the 100. Even if you are going to pass 18 over here, it is going to make it a complete round. Now let's try to save it, and you can see a black dot on the left top corner. So if we want to move this container, we can wrap it with a widget. Widget is going to be position widget. So as a position, we just going to pass the right 0, which is going to push it to the right side. So you can see now it's on the right side. And also if you want to add some transparency in this background color, you simply have to add dot with opacity, let's say 0.5, save it, and you can see now the background is also being visible. So it's all up to you. Now if we want to add the text inside this container, so definitely as a child of this container, we are going to create, let's say, a center, and in the center let's create a text. We are going to use dynamically calculate total cart items over here, but for now let's say we have 2 items in the cart. Let's save it, and we have 2 written over there, but we have to change the color and we have to apply the theme to this text. So I'm going to use the label large. Now let's save the code, and you can see it's being visible. To reduce the size using the same technique, we have to use this font size factor when you are going to reduce this with a 0.8 times. Let's save it. It's not being saved. There is something wrong, I think an extra bracket. Now let's save the code, and you can see the size of that 2 is a bit smaller. So it's all up to you. You can do all these variations. So this means that we are ready with this custom widget. So we can simply wrap it. Right click on this stack, go to refactor and extract a Flutter widget. I'm going to name it cart counter icon, which is the T cart counter icon. Let's refactor it. So we have a separate widget, because we want to use this separate widget on different places, and we also let the user to use this widget as they like. For that, simply create an on press and also create an icon color of this color, because currently we have a blue background, so that's why we're going to use this color as a white. But if in case we don't have a blue background, so definitely we are going to need this icon color added in the constructor. And let me just replace these values. Let's remove this constant. So we have icon color for this icon, and on pressed is over here, and at the top you can see we have to pass one thing, which is the on press. So currently it's empty because we don't also want to design this or change this icon color. So by default I'm going to use the white color. So for that we simply use colors.white over here. So by default white will be used, but in most cases we are not going to use the white color, so that's why I'm not going to pass the white color. So let me just remove this question mark. This means that this is also going to be a required keyword, and now at the top you can see we have a required argument, which is the icon color as well. So let's pass the white color. Control Alt L. So I have created, go to the commons, and in the widgets I have created a new directory which is the products, and inside the directory I have another directory which is cart, and in that directory we have created a cart menu icon, and which is a T cart counter icon over here. So let's go back, import this library, and we are good to go. Now let's save it, and you can see we have the same design. Now we can also extract this app bar, refactor, extract Flutter widget to keep the code clean. That's it. We are not going to create it as a custom widget to be reusable, but only widget for this home screen. T home app bar, extract it, and we are going to simply paste it right where we have designed this home screen. In the widgets, create a new widget, create a new file, home appbar.dart, and import the material library, paste our class, import required libraries in here, text, custom cart counter, and colors. That's it. Control Alt L. In the home we just have to import this library over here, and you can see just add a constant, and that's it. We are done with today's tutorial. Control Alt L, and I've added some of the comments in the app bar. You can see we have the video 3 of this section 3, and then in the same section 3 video 4 for both search bar and categories will be created, which is the next video. So I hope you learned something new. If you're confused or if you have any question, you can ask me down below in the comments. Once again, you can get or download the code from the description below, which is codingwithy.com, and thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz.